Hi guys, my name is Karthik and I am from easyautomation.com and welcome to an all new course, Python for Automation Testing. And in this course, we're going to talk about a complete introduction to a bit more advanced concept on the Python for automation testing. And this course is too much focused on Python specifically for working with automation testing tools like Selenium. And in this video, we're going to talk about an introduction to Python for automation testing. All right, so let's get started. Python finally in Execute Automation. So you might have seen that in Execute Automation, we have been talking about languages such as C#, Java, JavaScript, TypeScript, but we have never discussed about Python ever within our Execute Automation YouTube channel, Udemy courses, and also in Execute Automation platform. The reason being, Python, even though it is kind of very popular in automation testing, the adaptation of the Python language as a language binding for Selenium is much lesser compared to Selenium C# or Selenium Java or Selenium JavaScript, things of that nature. But Python is kind of getting to the speed. Maybe in future, there are high chances that people are going to go into Python for automation testing, even though there are many, but there are chances that it is going to be also getting into the pace because you can see a lot of advanced concepts on computing such as machine learning, AI are all fully supporting Python language. So probably there are high chances that Python with automation may also get picked up pretty quickly. So that's why this course is all about. So in this course, you are going to learn Python here, which millions of people have already talked about. Some of the best known resources which I found very helpful are Learn Python the Hard Way. You can go and see his website. It's pretty cool. The recent version of Python version 3 is also being covered, which is pretty awesome. And then the Python documentation site, which is also very cool, where you can get started with Python very easily. In fact, these websites are so cool that you can learn a lot about Python from complete ground up. And there are hundreds of tutorials in Udemy, Pluralsight, and Lynda available, apart from thousands of videos in YouTubes and blogs. So what's the motivation behind this course then? Because you have some resources already. Well, the motivation behind this particular course is very simple. Execute Automation is always trying to help people from different backgrounds in automation testing world, especially from people in manual testing. And I have been getting this question again from community like Selenium with Python. How do we get into that? Because there are very less resources available on it. Similarly, I'm new to Python. How do I get started with automation using Python language? And is programming required for automation testing in first place? If it is, why Python is being chosen in my company to do automation testing? And I don't know programming as I am from manual testing background for X number of years, but I have to get into automation testing, that too in Python language. And similarly, there are questions like, I am from C# and Java background. I need to learn Python. I need a place where I can quickly get around and understand how the Python language is also being written. So these are some of the questions which just keep coming from the community. So now you understood that why this course named Python for Automation Testing exists. Because we are going to focus some of the key areas of Python which are much required for automation testing instead of discussing some of the complex things in the Python itself. So we are going to address some of the pain points which the community is currently facing, and we are going to fully focusing this course on Python for just automation testing. So we will learn some of the language basics like variables, objects and classes, conditional statements, looping, operators, lists and collections, modules, and some of the cool things which you can really leverage the Python in automation testing so that you can easily get around with Python language itself. So let's quickly get started with the installation and setup in this video, and we'll see the rest of the topics on Python in upcoming videos of this course. All right, so for this whole series, I'm going to choose Mac operating system, but there is no difference between Mac operating system versus the Windows operating system because it's going to be pretty much exactly the same thing. You can choose Mac operating system if you have one. If you don't have, you can easily use the same kind of syntax, same installation, same toolings with Windows operating system as well. And it is exactly applicable for Linux operating system as well. So if I just go to Safari browser and if I search for Python installation, something like that, you can see that there is download Python. So all you can do is you can go ahead here and you can download the Python 3.8.4 for your Windows or Mac or Linux operating system, and then you can start working from there. It is that simple. The installation is super simple, and you can see that the Python is currently being available. So I can just double click that and the installation is going to come up over here. I can just hit continue, and I'm just going to agree, and then I'm going to install. All right, and you can see that the installation is going to happen. And actually you can do the same installation using brew, like the homebrew, and that's going to be even more simple because that's like a command line interface. And similarly in Windows environment, you can use Chocolatey to install the Python. So those are the other way that you can install Python itself. All right, you can see that the Python is now fully installed. And now I'm going to open the item terminal. And if I type Python 3, you can see that the Python 3 version, which we just installed, comes in over here. It's pretty cool. So now the Python is already installed. All we have to do is we're going to start work with the Python that we have installed, and we'll see how we can actually write a very, very super simple code. So again, there is one small requirement that you need to go through is to install Visual Studio Code within your machine, or if you have the PyCharm of IDEA platform, or if you have any other IDE of your choice, you can also install the Python tool for Visual Studio. I mean, that's up to you, like if you want to go with that. But in Mac operating system, the preferable way is either to go with PyCharm or with Visual Studio Code, which is kind of very, very easy to work with, and they have all the toolings for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a directory, and I'm going to call this as, or maybe learn Python. And I'm going to go to the learn Python, and I'm going to open Visual Studio Code. So if you have installed Visual Studio Code, you can just use this code dot, and this will open the Visual Studio Code for you. And now you can start working with it. But also the part of the installation, as I told you, you can install an extension for the Python within your Visual Studio Code. If you just search for extension called as Python, so you can see that this is the extension that I just installed, and it is available, and it is available within my Visual Studio Code. And this is from Microsoft. So you can see that there are so many installation happened, and it has 5-star rating maintained, which is pretty cool. So you can just install this. All the magics are going to happen for you, like debugging and how you can get the IntelliSense and all those stuff, pretty much like any other programming language like Java or C#. That's it. So this is the installation part basically. So we have installed Python within our machine, and we also saw the version coming in, and we also installed the extension in Visual Studio Code. And the first code which I'm going to write is something like first.py, and this is the extension for Python, the .py. That's it. And now you can just print the most famous word that everybody uses is hello world Python. That's it. And for executing it, all you have to do is you can just go over here. You can see that it is a run button. So you can just click this run button, and you get an error here, which is okay because it says no interpreter is being selected. You need to select a Python interpreter to enable the feature such as IntelliSense, lint, and etc. So I'm just gonna use the latest version of the Python that I just installed within my machine, because in macOS by default the version which is available is version 2.7, but these are the latest version that we just installed. So I'm just gonna go with this particular version, and let me also install the linter for me, and you can see that the linter has been installed for the latest version. And you can see that everything is happening automatically for you with the Visual Studio Code and the extensions. And now if I just, let me just clear this, and if I execute this, you can see that the hello world Python is now coming in, which is all good. So this is what is the installation of Python and getting started with the Python. In our next video, we'll start understanding how to work with variables and types in much greater detail. Thank you.